Hi, I'm Bree, and welcome to Liquid Gold, a vibrant community where wellness meets purpose. In this upcoming video, I'm thrilled to introduce you to two dear friends and mentors, Lindsay and Halie. I've watched them take flight and soar as Enagic Independent Distributors and leaders of global teams. They're about to share with you an opportunity that intertwines health, lifestyle, personal and environmental sustainability, and business with integrity. A rare and precious find. So, make a cup of your favorite tea, grab a journal or doodling pad, and tune in. Whether you're just getting your feet wet or you're ready for the deep dive, Lindsay, Halie, our teams, and I are here to support you. We want you to take bold steps toward your biggest hopes, dreams, aspirations, and vision for your life. This isn't just a collection of products, it's a lifestyle. This is Liquid Gold. Handing it over to Lindsay and Halie.
Hello and welcome. I am so stoked that you have found your way here. Let's get into it. We are talking today about the high ticket success formula. And really, Halie and I are going to run you through exactly what to do when you're looking at making money online and really freeing up your time and energy so that you can live the life that you want to be freaking living, right? So who are we? Let's start here. Let's just give you a little quick backstory. We don't want to take too much of your time, but I think it helps if you know where we have come from. So if you don't know me already, my name is Lyndsay. I, in some form or fashion, have worked for myself for 13 years. Even prior to that, I really knew that I wanted to have freedom and autonomy over my time and my choices. But, through my 20s and into my 30s, I tried a lot of different things to try to make that happen in my life. Almost like throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. And over time, I really found that the best thing I could do was pour my heart, my soul, and my energy into something I believed in, but something that worked for me in the background so that it wasn't taking all of my time, right? So that I wasn't being exhausted by showing up. And so I made my way through an almost 10-year career in cleanse and detox that took me to beautiful corners of this world like Bali, Indonesia, where I worked at a retreat center. And it took me through getting back into my love of branding and marketing and being a coach and a consultant and all sorts of things that I really loved, all sorts of parts of my life that were weaving together. But through that process, I was still finding that I was selling my time. So when I found this opportunity, it really made a lot of sense for me to fold this into what I was doing so that I could have more of that autonomy that I wanted. So I really am excited to walk you through this. But before I do that, I really want you to meet my bestie, Halie, because this woman has changed my life. And it's been so fun to watch her step into this business model because she has so much experience in being a coach and a somatics teacher and really helping people on such a beautiful level with their nervous systems, yet also being my bestie, I got to see the behind the scenes of her being kind of stressed and broke until she found what we have here. So, Halie, do you want to come on and introduce yourself real quick?
Yes, I do. And hello, everyone. So stoked that you're here. And thank you so much for passing the proverbial mic lens. And before I share a little bit about me, I just really want to highlight what an inspiration Lyndsay has been for me in this business. She is a multiple six-figure earner in this business. And I just really want you to take a moment to consider what it could be like for you to be a multiple six-figure business owner in this affiliate marketing space, because it is so possible. We are both so special and amazing and all the things, of course. And also, if we can do it, you can totally fucking do it. And Lyndsay has been such an inspiration for me in showing me truly what's possible. And I think something that I have learned from her and continue to learn from her, especially because both of us come from similar backgrounds with coaching, and I won't get too much into my history, But I think on some level, when we are in the work of service in the way that Lyndsay and I both are, because we care deeply about helping other people, we can almost sign, or I'll speak for myself, I have signed on some level in the past this almost kind of martyrdom contract that's like, if I really care about helping people, then I will do it for not much money. And what I really want to emphasize, and something that I have learned from Lyndsay, is like, you are allowed to care about helping people, and you are allowed to care about getting fucking paid. Both can coexist. And she embodies that so naturally and with such joy that she's really shown me this whole new way that I honestly didn't have when I first started as a coach. And just to touch the tiniest bit on that, as Lyndsay mentioned, I'm a somatic coach, which means I work a lot with the nervous system and embodiment. And I love that work so deeply. It will always be part of what I do on some level. And the reality is when you work as a coach or you work in the service field, your income is capped because you are trading your time for money, period. And I didn't really have any other business models or any other role models that were showing me that there was a different way. And Lyndsay has and continues to show me that. And I'm so, so grateful. And I want to just really emphasize that part of my story, because for anybody who might be here who is in the service field and is having this same experience, I just really want you to attune to the possibility that you can have both. You can have both a deeply fulfilling career working with people, serving people, and you can also serve in this way with the model that we are about to show you, with the possibility of having an income that is truly uncapped. And with that, I'm going to pass it back to Lyndsay.
Yes. And let me tell you, there is nothing more fun in the world than getting wealthy with your besties. So we're going to dive into what it might look like for you currently, right? So in both of our stories, we touched on this a little bit, and I want to go over this model. And first, we're going to start in this top left-hand corner in the employee, right? You might be here. You might have a 9-to-5 or an hourly wage, which means that you're trading your time for money. And I know from personal experience how frustrating that can be, right? Halie touched on the capped aspect. We can only sell so much of our time. And so people tend to then move over into one of two categories, the business category or the self-employed category. And I'll kind of go over those together. One might be that you own a brick and mortar or your own franchise or something like that. Now, in this model, you now have people working for you so that you can free up a little bit of your time, but you still tend to be capped in a lot of ways, in particular with resources, finances, and a lot of times your time, right? Because now you have this team to manage. So then people slide over into this self-employed category. Now, if you're here, there's a likely chance that you are in this category or that you've dabbled here. I used to think that this is where I had it made. I was, again, a coach and a consultant. I was traveling the world. Everything was being paid for. My business was skyrocketing. But at the end of in particular 12-month period of that, I found myself extremely exhausted and really burnt out. And I thought, oh, like this sucks. Like I thought that I had created all this freedom, but really what I had created was just another job for myself, right? And so I had to start asking myself the question of like, am I actually free? And if you're in this category, that's a great question to ask yourself. So really what we want to do is move over into this investor category. And the model that we're showing you today gives you an opportunity to slide into this corner of the graphic immediately. So this is really where you are figuring out how to offer something to the market that's in demand, that people need and want. You put it into the market, but you don't have to physically be there to do all of the work, right? So we're not trading our time for dollars. This means that you're leveraging passive systems, more automation. And the coolest thing about this is that you are still adding an exponential amount of value into the market, but you can also do it while remaining autonomous and free over your time, your energy, and your own choices in your life. So we've got some great questions for you to ask. Halie, can you run us through these?
Yeah, absolutely. So 2 questions for you to consider. And as I ask them, invitation even to kind of close your eyes, check in with your body, notice how these questions land and how the answer to the question lands in you. So the first is the way I'm currently creating an income going to pay me for the rest of my life, even if I take a break? For most people, the answer to that is no. The second question is, or will the money stop coming when I stop working? And if so, how long do you have until you're broke? Yeah. And so what we're about to show you right now is our business model, high ticket affiliate marketing business model. And we love this business model for 4 things that it offers. The first thing that it offers us is time freedom. And I'm not going to get too much into these pieces right now because you're going to learn more as we continue through the slides, but time freedom, location freedom. We can do this business from anywhere. Financial freedom. It's what all of us are often seeking and what all of us honestly deserve. And then inner freedom. And this piece is so vital because time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, all of those things are amazing. And also, all 4 of these things really work together. And the inner freedom piece is so vital because when we have inner freedom, that means that we have a capacity to move towards life with a sense of fullness and spaciousness and joy and access to things like creativity and inspiration and connection, all of which are our birthright. And when we are hustling so hard, like I know I have in the past, like I know so many people are hustling so hard just to make ends meet, there's so little space to really nurture our inner life in the way that we should be able to. And this business affords all 4 of those pieces of the puzzle, all 4 of those legs of the chair, if you will, to create the deepest sense of stability that is possible. So at this point, you might be being like, okay, like what is high ticket affiliate marketing? And we love this question because it gets to be so simple. And you will probably hear Lindsay and I say this many times, but this business gets to be so simple. And that is one of the 1,000 reasons that we fucking love it. Because high ticket affiliate marketing is simply this. 1, you partner with a company that already exists. You're not reinventing the wheel. There's incredible companies out there that are already have the infrastructure and you get to opt in. And our company is so incredible. We're going to share it more with you in just a moment. The second is that you then share about their in-demand product on their behalf. And the third is you receive a commission when a sale is made via your referral. 3 very simple steps. And we're going to break them down a little bit more for you now.
Amazing. Okay, so I get really excited about this part because I told you a little bit about my story, but what I haven't told you yet is that in 2016, I accidentally started a brand. This was like before personal branding was really a hot topic and all of those things. And in 2016, I accidentally started a brand. By 2017, it was making me money. And by 2018, it was fully supporting my lifestyle. And so after 2018, I really realized, I kind of have something here. And I really want to share this because if this is working for me and it's working for me to like have the best life, the most fun ever, why would I not share this? Because it is such in deep alignment as well. So it's fun and it's fulfilling. And basically what this means is when we're talking about building a brand and then pulling in the high ticket affiliate marketing space is 1, you get to be you and make bank. It's as simple as that. You get to show up, be online authentically, and help build wealth for yourself and others. The second piece is that you are partnering with a high ticket product. So that means you pull in an offer that allows your brand to make you money, right? And then the third one, and this piece is so important, is that you have to automate parts of it. I personally like to say that we get to automate the boring bits and the clunky bits that we don't want to do, so that all of that is taken care of for us, and we get to have fun and quite literally make money in our sleep, which has happened to me on many different occasions, and it is so much fun to wake up with new money in your bank account. So it's super simple. Now we're going to break down the 3 pillars, and I'm going to pass this back over to Halie so she can take us through pillar 1.
All right. Thanks, Lindsay. Okay, so pillar 1, be you, make bank. What does this really mean? Lindsay and I were actually putting this slide presentation together yesterday, and Lindsay put this in, and I love it. Stop the scroll, make the scroll. 1, because this is a perfect example of being you making bank. Literally, that is an authentic expression that just came from Lindsay's mouth that is like so her, right? And she's like, oh, I'm just going to put that in the slide because it literally gets to be that easy. So this is part of getting to just be yourself as you create a business that is centered around the way you actually talk, what it means to be authentic in your own brand experience. So stop the scroll, make the scroll. So really what we're doing in a lot of ways is leveraging the internet, social media. There's so many ways to grow a business online. So just know and kind of hold that in your own awareness that this business can be created in many, many ways. But essentially when we are talking about personal branding, which is really what we mean when we say be you, make bank, we're talking about the idea that you get paid to show up and just be yourself. And I think all of us, especially those who use social media, can attest to this. We're in a day and age where people buy from people. People care about the people that they're purchasing from. What are your values? What matters to you? What brings you alive? Can I relate to you as a person? Are you sharing similar struggles or challenges or celebrations as me? When we feel that emotional connection to somebody because they are living authentically, we build trust with them, we build connection, we build community. And those are the people that we want to buy from. Those are the people that I buy from always. So that's what I mean when I say people buy from people. Attraction marketing is really what we're doing here. Attraction marketing is powerful because what this means is that people come to you, right? We're not chasing, we're not reaching, we're not efforting. We're literally being ourselves, showing up in our business in an authentic way, building that authentic connection, and people are naturally drawn to that. Authenticity and vulnerability go a long way, right? I just really touched on that. The other thing I really just want to emphasize with this slide is that digital marketing is the fastest growing industry, and it's estimated to be in the trillions by 2025. And so this is a real invitation because we are actually only now just getting into this massive momentum phase when it comes to the digital marketing space. The second thing we just really want to emphasize with this is like, I know sometimes our brain can do the thing where they're like, okay, we're like, okay, but how? And it's like you through our business model, you will receive everything you need to know and be given the exact systems and strategies that you need. So you can just know that and kind of set the how aside for now. The second pillar is partnering with a high profit offer. And we're going to talk a little bit more about Enagic in a moment, but all to say that partnering with a high profit offer for us means that we are serving people, we are serving the planet, and we are serving our profit. So a triple bottom line. What we have to offer through Enagic is something that people actually really need, that's actually vital for our health, and it's highly profitable. So it's such a win-win in both ways. The company we partner with also has is proven to work and convert with a long-lasting track record of 50 years now. It's recession proof with a roadmap to long-term wealth. And we're going to talk about what legacy income means in a little bit. And also it's an offer that gives you a high return on your investment. And it's an offer that is in an industry that's really thriving and solving people's and the planet's biggest problems.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, Halie, for just teeing up our partner perfectly. Now, when there's words on the screen and you can pause if you really want to read those, but one thing that I want to get across about why we've partnered with this company specifically is because it is solving so many problems that people need solved. And at the heart of it, this company really does 3 things. It helps people build their health, it helps people build their wealth, and it helps people with that inner freedom touch point that we have already come across to you. And I personally have had these products in my home for almost 7 years now. There's nothing else I will drink. There's nothing else I will use. And once you're kind of in the water club per se, you're never going to want to leave the water club. So we have partnered with Enagic. It's a 50-year-old award-winning company from Japan. Now, Japan, it already has some of the highest standards in the world. And so this coming out of Japan, we know that it's something really stellar. Also, it has 5 decades behind it, right? What I love about this company is that when you purchase something from them, it also comes with a distributor ID number, which means you can open your business the same day that you purchase your machine with global distribution opportunity, meaning wherever you are in the world, you can sell to quite literally anywhere else in the world, which is highly valuable when we're talking about leveraging the internet, right? So the product itself, it's medical grade. It produces an ionized, really hydrogen rich water. Now, I mentioned that my background is in cleanse and detox. I was in that world for 10 years. I lived and breathed the health of our cells. And I'm not going to go too far into it because there are, again, 5 decades of trials and things behind this to really test this water and to test the efficacy of it. We have tons of studies. There's thousands of things posted on PubMed and things like that. But what I will say is that truly the health of your life is the health of your cells, and your cells are where your toxins are stored. And we live in a toxic world. And so we really have to give ourselves that an opportunity to be cleansing out our bodies every single day. So this really helps. The water basically permeates the cell membrane and fills a cell up with proper hydration. And then that cell is able to dump its toxins. That's just one piece of it that I want to mention. But also this machine produces like something crazy, 68 to 75 or something uses that you can use in your house. It has a setting that emulsifies oil, so you can take all of the oil and the junk off of your food. It helps absorb the nutrients in your food more when you're cooking with it. And there's even a setting that does like beauty toner water for your face, so that, and again, it's all natural and it's just water, but I spray it on my face every day and it literally tightens my skin. I am 40 years old and I am also an athlete, and I can say having these products in my home has absolutely changed my life. Like I am, well, I'm about to turn 40 and I honestly feel like I'm about to turn 25. So we could go into that for days, but basically we want to kind of tell you about the exact products and strategy that we recommend getting started with. Once you have these products in your home, you're already going to be a natural advocate for them. I now have half my family drinking Kangen water. Most of my friends drink Kangen water. And so we recommend that you purchase the K8, which is the flagship ionizer. It's the one that produces 7 different types of pH waters that you can do everything from, like I mentioned, drinking water, toner, emulsification of oil. Also, it has an acidic setting, and that setting is actually why the machine is medical grade. They use these in hospitals to sterilize hospital equipment. And I always say, if something is good enough to sterilize hospital equipment, it's good enough for me to clean my kitchen with. So now I have 0 toxic chemicals in my home because of this one machine. The second machine that we offer to you is the Enespa, and this is the home unit that is basically like a spa in your home, right? We want to be keeping the nasties, the junk, the chlorine, everything that's in our water systems off of our biggest organ, which is our skin. So now we're removing even more toxins from our lives, and we're giving our bodies that leg up to really kind of open up into all of the vitality that's possible for us. And then the third product that really comes in handy, not only for your health, but in the wealth building strategy, is a turmeric supplement called Ukon. Now, on the side of health, I could give you many examples of people who have started taking this and their lives have wildly improved in like insane ways. And that is something that I really love, because we know that this product is really gold standard. And also, as you get further into understanding your own business model here with Enagic, this product becomes key to you reaching legacy income that we're going to talk about, and building long-term sustainable wealth within your organization. So now your brain, I know that that was a lot of information and also barely topical on the product and the company itself, but don't worry, because as you get into the next step of building your business, there are ways that we show you, there's videos you watch that will explain it a lot more in depth. But now your brain might be going, okay, what is this? Is it network marketing? Is it some type of pyramid? What's happening? So to break it down simply, Enagic is a direct sales company, meaning that A, the direct seller gets paid first, and B, technically you could build this business all on your own. Now, there are ways within the model to get rewarded from other people's sales who are you are supporting or mentoring in the business or working alongside of. But also technically it is in the direct sales industry. And how this is really different is we're going to look at our offer first. We're in the direct sales industry, meaning there's no quotas that we have to hit. We have a rank system, and once you rank up into the next level, you never actually lose your rank, which is very different than a traditional MLM or network marketing company. So there's no starting over at zero on the first of every month and having all that stress. Now, what we mean by high ticket, this is really important, is that your sales or commissions start at $340. But they go up to $5,430. Now, just take a moment again to breathe into that space. What would it feel like for you to do the minimal effort with these automated systems and actually make the maximum amount of commissions? Having even one sale in your business come in could be an extra $5,430 for you per month. Once you hit numbers in our business, again, you're at those numbers for life. You don't go down, there's no fluctuation. And there's willable legacy income. Now, we've touched on that a little bit more, and I'm going to get into it in a moment, but I do want to hit on some of these low ticket type things that we are not about here. We don't love this, because we love you maximizing your effort, your energy, your joy, who you get to be in the world, while not having to fucking hustle for $20, right? Like, nobody wants to do that. That doesn't even hardly pay for a coffee these days. So in these other models, it's really like a lot of hustle. There's no legacy, and a lot of the big guys at the top get a lot of the money, and then it barely trickles down. Like, if you've ever had anything to do with any of these systems, you know that essentially they don't work. And again, we have 5 decades of understanding that our model is really proven to work and convert. Halie, do you have anything to add on that before I move on?
I mean, I feel like what's really just coming is wanting to actually share the story, Lindsay, that you were sharing with me this morning, because Lyndsay is a place where she is making this, $5,000 commission. And she literally hopped on a brief call this morning, and before 8 a.m. and she literally was texting me about it. And she was like, I haven't even had my coffee and I've made over $5,000. Like truly, I don't know about whoever may be watching this, but like when I first was learning about this business model, there was a part of me that was like, like, is this real? Like, does this actually happen? Like, is this possible? And watching Lyndsay time and time again. And then same for me. I'm going to talk a little bit about where my income numbers are right now in a moment, but like the potential to be earning multiple 4 figures before you've even had your coffee, and not because you've traded all of your time to earn that money. Like, that is such a big deal. And with this business model, it is truly, truly possible. So in the spirit of talking a little bit more about that, we're going to shift into the numbers. Yeah, thank you. So this is a lot of text. You're not going to memorize or totally comprehend all of this right now anyway, and you don't need to. But what I really just want to reiterate, because I think that repetition can just support really integrating this, is that when you begin with this business, the minimum commission that you will make is this top box, $340. And it only goes up from there. So what Lindsay was explaining with our model, right? You never lose your rank. You never have to hustle once you've reached certain income levels to have to maintain that, as many other traditional affiliate marketing models have. So your minimum commission is $340, and it only goes up from there. And if you really focus down here on this bottom box, right, just really take a moment to consider, right? Like Lindsay is in this place of 6A. Take a moment to consider what a single sale where you are earning more than $5,000 would do for you, for your family, for your life. You could make one sale a month, right? I'm in the place in a span of 6 weeks. I ranked into 3A, right? Which means that for the rest of my life, I will never earn less in this business than $1,000 per sale. I actually will only ever earn more. And even thinking about what is an extra $1,000 a month gonna do for your life, for your family, for the vision that you hold for yourself, right? These income numbers, like I feel like when I first came into this, I was like, this feels too good to be true. And now to actually be living it, it's like, it's not too good to be true. This is actually what should be normal, and it gets to be normal with this business model. With that,
Thank you so much. I want to add that I have the privilege and the honor of mentoring many people in this space. And before my coffee at 8 a.m., I got a voice note from one of the beautiful women who I get to be in this space with. And she said in one sale that took her about, somebody texted her and then they got the sale in, right? So it gets to be really simple. In that amount of time, she earned in one sale, her commission will cover an entire month of her job. Like the job that she has, it's part-time, it's 20 hours a week. And she earned more with one sale through an automated system than she will working 20 hours a week for a month. And that is what we're doing here. We're changing the story of what's possible. We're shifting into the potential of what it means to open up your nervous system, your life, your time. If you brought in a couple thousand extra dollars a month, how would that affect your ability to take care of yourself more? Maybe that means that you actually get to go see somebody for acupuncture or massage that you really have been wanting to do. Maybe it means that you get to plan a girls' trip and be with your friends and not be stressed about that. But whatever it is, I want you to bring those things into your heart, because now I'm going to tell you how it gets to be even better. Because we've dropped this idea of legacy income on you a few times, and I want to go over it. And basically what this means is Enagic has a patented compensation plan. There's nothing out there like it. No other company can replicate it. And to be honest, nobody has even tried, because they don't have the track record of 5 decades behind them. And so what Enagic has done is they've built in what we call legacy income. And essentially that means that once you get to a certain place in the business, a certain rank in the business, you get to have passive income for life. So this means, like, on top of the commissions that you're making in your active sales in your business, you are also now making a residual amount that starts at $5,000 per month. Enagic will pay you $5,000 a month for the rest of your life for hitting a certain rank. And then when you pass on, you can will that to your children or whomever you choose. Now, really take this in, because once we get here, sometimes people are like, oh yeah, but like, how do you do that? Is it hard to get there? All of the things. Of course, it's going to take work. And I know people who are younger than me, my friends in this business, or people I've become friends with through this business, are at these levels. They are at levels where they are earning $10,000 on top of their active sales commissions. So we're really showing you that what used to feel impossible, right? We all know the idea of the trust fund kid. And I don't mind that. I have trust fund babies are great. They have income that's being willed to them, right? But what we're doing is we're flipping that story on its head, and we're giving everyone a possibility to make this income for not only yourself, but your generations to come. So we're really changing what it means to have generational wealth and who has access to that. And we're healing deep money wounds on the planet. And that to me is like, there's nothing that could be more powerful or in alignment with my mission than that.
Mm, mm.
Mm.
New ones. Wow.
Now I want to touch on how the freak do you do this without selling all your time, right? And we do that through an automated system, which you will now go through. That's the next step for you to learn more about this business and educate yourself on it. And look, here's the deal. That process gets to hold your hand and educate you. And you know what that does? It frees up my time so that I don't have to sit on hours of Zoom calls with you and show you a million slides and all the things. Truly, our automated system does it way better than I ever could. And so what this also means is that when you open your business, you are actually able to make sales 24/7 without even being there. So it's not just another job. Remember when I said I created another job for myself and it sucked. And then I found this and I realized that I could essentially buy back my own time. And these systems running for you in the background are absolutely vital to you getting to free up your time to do what you want. So essentially what that is it is called the Freedom Era Academy. It's the system that we use to automate our sales. And I'm not going to go over this too much because the process is literally going to show you exactly this. And then the process is also going to take you into the Enagic offer much deeper as well. And so essentially what you do is you get to create online, like we were talking about, and then you get to pull people into a masterclass, such as the exact one you're watching right now. And then the next step is to have them go through what we call the discovery process. And then here is what I freaking love, because I know that your brain right now is probably saying, ugh, but like, I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to have to sell water machines. Well, the beautiful thing is you don't have to sell water machines, honey. Somebody else does it for you, because this process really shows the whole offer. And then your interested person gets on a phone call with somebody called a digital business specialist, and they've been trained to help that person find the right offer for them and invest in Enagic in the way that is best for them. And then they launch their business and y'all get to do it side by side. And so we've really, really simplified what it means to be successful and like own the shit out of your own life, right? So your next steps are exactly what I just explained. You now get to reach out to the person who invited you here and like, let's get you into the process. It gets to be so freaking simple that you get to go into the next process pretty easily. There's a paid trial. If it's not for you, we give you your money back, because to be honest, we also only want to work with people who this is in full alignment for. And so you get to go into that process on a paid trial where it's a money back guarantee. You get to go through the whole thing and learn the deeper systems and structures of the business and the offer. And then we lock in your partnership with Enagic. And it gets to be that simple. Halie?
Thanks, Linz. Yeah, and something we want to add in too for the action takers are that if you lock in your distributorship within 2 weeks of watching this, you will receive from Lyndsay individualized business strategy support, and from me, somatic sessions, which is to say nervous system support to help you build the embodied capacity to trust your ability to receive. to help you quantum leap your growth. And we love working with people one-on-one. And this is part of why we also love this business model, is because it blends so seamlessly with what we are passionate about. And before we close, I just really want to emphasize two more pieces. The first is that we talked a lot about money today, and Lindsay and I actually love talking about money because we are here to unshame having a desire for wealth, because what we understand is that we actually need more money in the hands of good people who will do good things with that money. And if you're watching this, I imagine that that is you. And so we really care about the blending of owning our desire for wealth, because we know what that actually means. And we are unlearning all of these like systemic cultural ideas that to desire wealth is greedy. And when people have wealth, they just hoard it and they do this and they don't do good things with it. We get to actively actually support dismantling those realities through this business model and through the way that we move in relationship with wealth building. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I really want to emphasize before we close is that, this business model, even as we're presenting it, there's a part of me that's like, I'm hearing it and I'm like, man, this sounds so good, like almost too good, right? And what I really just want to emphasize is like, we're not talking about get rich quick schemes. We are very clear and aware and want to work with people who understand that doing this business, it will require effort. It will require work. It will require you to be all in. And we have systems, support, strategy that make this feel so much more accessible and attainable than many other business models, because it's about as turnkey as you get with a business, and you have support. So for the people who are the action takers, we really want to celebrate you, and we are so excited to connect with you. And we look forward to chatting with you soon.
Thanks for being here. See you soon.